What is up, everybody? I can't believe it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast and I'm streaming. What could make me want to do that and get Raj to stream twice with me in 1 week when he said before we streamed on Wednesday, probably not going to do a live stream when the schedule comes out? Well, somehow I convinced him. I hopefully and get Breezy in here. He has some other obligations, just like Raj. So we're coming to you. I mean, for you guys on the West Coast, it's good. And I don't care. I don't work. So whatever. What's going on, Raj?
Not much, man. I'm good. Season is.
I can't believe this.
It's getting closer. Schedule came out, and you know what? So here's the thing: as the season gets closer, I get more excited. So yeah, of course I'm gonna come live. I was streaming for 2 hours on my Instagram before I came on here, so I'm excited. I've already talked so much, but I still have so much to say. Let's fucking run it up, man. I'm hyped up.
You were asking me off stream, and I'm trying to convince you that we're going to lose 3 games. But when I told you who we were going to lose to, you're like, there's no way. So technically, we're not going to lose any games because if you're going to shut down all the teams that I'm telling you, then I guess we're going to go 17-0. All right. Let's see here. Sorry, I can't be here. We have a bunch of family. It's all right, Brian. Don't worry about it, man. You're in my chat like 99.999% of the time, so I appreciate it. What's up, Bart? What's up, Bashar? How you doing? 49ers throwback.
Bash.
Raphael 562. Where are you, buddy? Appreciate y'all, guys. All right, let's start with this. So, week 1 of the 2023 NFL season. It's a 1:00 game on the East Coast near my house. Well, not near my house. It's like 4 hours away. I've got no response from my nephew, by the way, so far. We play the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. So Cody Pickett and company are going to play against who was arguably the best defense in the NFL last year, with arguably the best skill positions on offense as a whole. How do you see that game going? Because I think we're pretty much going to agree on this one.
Yeah.
Wade Breezy says that's a dub.
The only problem I don't like about this game is a 10 o'clock game. But the Steelers, their quarterback is Kenny Pickett. You know how many Pickets he's going to throw against this defense? He's going to throw a lot. I'll tell you what.
He's got the Burger King hands, the really small hands.
This is going to be a revelation for Kenny Pickett. He's going to be like, wow, this is an NFL defense. Oh, my God, the number 1 in the world. Listen, it's a road game. I hate opening the season on a road game, but the 49ers are NFC favorites. They're one of the top teams. They're not going to lose to Steelers. Now, respect to Mike Tomlin, hell of a coach. The guy doesn't have a losing season, but that doesn't mean he doesn't lose games. First game of the season, I think Steelers is going to get blown out of the water. They do have some good defensive players. I think TJ Watt will keep them in this game for a little bit, but at some point the Niners are just going to break it open. It's going to be nice to see Kyle Shanahan versus Mike Tomlin. A little chess match early game. I think it'll be a little close to begin with, but I think Kyle will pull away, and then the Niners the defense is going to be dominating Pickett, and I think the Niners walk away with this game on the road, start the season 1-0. Now, I remember the last time we played the Steelers at Levi's, Kyle Juszczyk. You remember Kyle Juszczyk? He had the stiff arm. He threw Minka Fitzpatrick. That play still lives rent free in my head. I was at that game. Actually, I was on the sideline on that game. Long story, but anyways,
no need to explain, homie. That's awesome.
It was an amazing game. Amazing being on the sideline, and I just remember sitting there going, "Holy crap! How are we even lose? We shouldn't have. We probably
never been down
won that game. We had 4 turnovers. Somehow we won that game. That was a miraculous win. I hope it's not like that game because the game was stressful AF. But I think the Niners blow them out of the water and start the season 1-0.
I think this is going to be a typical Kyle Shanahan game, but not right away. I feel like we'll start slow in the game offensively because I don't think anybody's going to play in the preseason of any worth. But this is going to be a Kyle Shanahan clinic of 49er offensive football. Lots of running, lots of trickery, lots of 21 personnel, lots of the Debo in the backfield, screens, sweeps, just you know how we do it.
Yeah.
Smash mouth 49er football. I feel like I said, it's going to be close early. I think our defense is going to force multiple turnovers in this game because I just don't think at this point, I'm not saying the Steelers can't be good because they're always good over the course of history. They've always had a competitive squad. I just think the Niners skill position wise and just coaching, and I would give probably the coaching edge to their coach because he's got a Super Bowl.
I mean,
But,
Tomlin's he's a hell of a coach.
Yeah, he's not a bad coach. So I mean, the edge might go to him only because he's done it longer and had some success. But I'd take the 49ers overall just way more talented than the Steelers. The fact that I can't really name anybody on the Steelers tells you exactly kind of what they are. I'm not saying that this is going to be like a 40-10 game, but I can see the Niners winning a game like, I don't know, 27-14 or something like that, where it's kind of close and at the end we score a couple touchdowns, get a pick or two, force a fumble. Maybe we have what's his name come in on a play, or J.R. Brown. He can get an interception, and everybody's talking all that S about all his lacking skills when it comes to coverage and speed. They could eat their words, at least for 1 week. So,
no, I agree with you. I think that at the end of the day, Niners defense is going to be too dominant for Kenny Pickett. Niners are going to put on a clinic. I think, again, it might start a little slow, a little chess match because Tomlin, you got to give him his respect. But 49ers defense is going to just put on a show. I think they're going to come out, hit him in the mouth. And I feel like the Niners know this year they have to get to a strong fin. They have to get off to a strong start. They can't start slow like they have over the last couple of years. 2019 was perfect. They started out so good, came out hot off the gates. They know it. They got to get the number 1 seed. I feel like the 49ers, if they would have had the number 1 seed last year, might have been a different story. And I think they have to get, a home field, man. They got to play at Levi's throughout the playoffs. And it starts week 1. Every game's important. You can't drop these games. I think the 49ers are a better team. Again, it won't be tough. It is a road game. It is an early start. I got the Niners winning this game. And that brings us to week 2. Now, it's supposedly a road game. It ain't no road game. This is a home game. Levi's South. This is a home game.
Levi's South, baby.
What do you think? Rams, Niners? Rams are, come on, man. What do you think? And I'll let you know.
I say, okay, they got like 3 good players. They got Aaron Donald, if he plays. They got Matthew Stafford, if he's healthy. And Cooper Kupp, if he's healthy. That's kind of the gist of the Rams right now. Now, if you talk to people like Peo Time or Remelia Sports, they have more insight. That's their team. They might know more about certain players, but from an outsider's perspective, you go back to the championship game like 2 years ago, they had some dogs in different positions on that team that made them, pretty formidable. And I just don't see that team anymore. This game, to me, I think it'll be closer than the Rams games were last year because I think, I don't know what the reason was. Their offense struggled really bad last year, but yeah, I see this as a 49er victory. I think, again, this will be one of those. I feel like it'll be close because it's a division game.
Yeah.
I guess because division games to me, and me and my brother talk about this with Bills Dolphins or Dolphins Patriots or Bills Patriots. It's like sometimes these games are like an entity within themselves. They're like separate from the rest of the season. We're like, man, wow, they look really good against this team, or wow, they really struggled, and then they come out the next week and they bust the other team's ass, and they're like, okay, maybe it was a divisional game. So close game. I say the Niners win by 10, like, I don't know, 31-21, something along the lines of it. I think the Niners score enough points. I just think it'll be close early. Again, early in the season, I think the Niners will be a little bit clunky just because they have not a lot of people playing in the preseason that are worth anything, at least not, 3 preseason games. You think they play a half in the second game, and that's it. So Niners 31, Rams 21. I think the Niners are going to look a lot like they did last year against the Rams. Just hopefully they're doing it with Trey Lance at quarterback. So
honestly, I don't know. I don't even care who's the quarterback against the Rams. Last year, CMC threw a touchdown. He ran a touchdown. He caught a touchdown. Guess what? The Rams, just like you, Matt Stafford, is he even going to be healthy? I don't know. And they got Stetson Bennett as their backup if Stafford can't go. Cooper Kupp's coming off a torn ACL. I love the guy. He's a great receiver, but that's a big injury to come off of.
Yeah, it is.
Going to be like. And everybody's going to double him up because they don't have anybody else, no other weapons. And then you have Aaron Donald, who he might retire. Jalen Ramsey's not on that secondary anymore.
Nope.
They don't even have Leonard Floyd. Like, that team, They're not looking great. I think
They're bare bones, man.
the 49ers are going to dog walk this team. I'm sorry. They're going to dog walk this team, Aaron. They are going to thrash them. Debo Samuel, there's no Jalen Ramsey. He is going to eat this team alive. CMC had 3 touchdowns against them last year. He might do it. I'm just saying. I don't want to get ahead of myself right now, but I'm telling you, the Niners are going to start the season 2-0. They're going to come out hot. And I get it. It is a division game. So, yes, they might play them tough. 49ers, they smoked through this division last year, and I think they're going to start early, and they're going to dominate the Rams. They're going to impose their will. This is a home game for the 49ers. It's going to be decked out in red. I might go. I don't know. But it is going to be a home road game for them. That's the way I'll say it. But, yeah, Niners start the season 2-0. That's the way I look at it.
I agree. I think we came to the same conclusion, just maybe a little differently. I think you look at them as more of a pathetic group. With divisional games, it's always familiarity.
I get it.
Familiarity breeds contempt.
It's a
as they say.
They don't want to come. They don't want to get smoked.
They don't want to get dog walked. So maybe they come out with a little pep. But I feel like it's a battle of attrition. I think the Niners will win that as usual.
Okay.
Just hopefully they don't lose anybody in the process.
Yeah.
Wayne Breezy says 2-0. Like I said, homie, if you want to join, the link is in your Twitter. Just let me know, or just pop up below. I think the last time he joined, one time we had, when you have everybody on camera and then you have the boxes down below with you in them, he was like below everything. There was like 4 or 5 people, and like Breezy must have been sitting there for like, it might have been you or Rob. Maybe it was you. You were sitting down there for a really long time, and I didn't even see them. And I was like, "Were you down there for a long time?" They're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "You got to message me or something." I felt really bad. So there's few enough people on screen where I can see you. All right, week 3. We are home Thursday night, right? Is it a Thursday night game?
Yeah, home opener.
September 21st against the New York Giants. I'm trying to say, I feel like I think there'll be a decent challenge, but I just don't. Again, this comes to just talent and experience versus less talent and less experience. And I'm just not impressed with their quarterback. I see the Niners. I think this game's a blowout. I think the Niners win this game convincingly.
Okay.
34 to like 10.
Okay.
It's going to be a defensive dominated game because I just don't see anybody on that squad that's worth anything to sneeze at. Again, if I don't know anybody on your squad and nobody stands out, that means you're not very good. So that's just me. I think the only thing they got there is a running back, and that's not saying much because, he's been a little hurt in his career. So 3-0 start the season.
I respect Saquon Barkley. Great player. He's training with Debo this year. I'm sure they'll dap each other up before the game. Brian Daboll, man, he really changed the culture. He took the Giants to the playoffs last year. I was impressed with him. He got the most out of any coach has gotten out of Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes finessed them. This guy got paid a lot of money. He got paid a lot of money.
You thought Jimmy Garoppolo finessed the Niners. Wow.
I don't know, though. I will say that Danny Dimes, though, man, he really improved last year. He didn't have a receiver, though. I'll say that. He was playing with dog water. He was playing with plumbers. No disrespect to plumbers, and mailmen at his receivers. They got some weapons. This is a good team. This is not a bad team. I think they're going to improve. They got a great coach, man. I love Daboll. He's instilled toughness to them. They got a good defense. This is the home opener, though, for the 49ers. Home opener. They're going to first game at Levi's. I don't like that it's on Thursday Night Football. I hate these games. But I think the 49ers at home, this will be a tough matchup for them. This is going to be a playoff type matchup because the Giants were a playoff team. It was almost a playoff matchup last year. I think this will be a hard fought game early in the season, but I think the 49ers defense it's just going to carry them to a win. I think it'll be a close game. And I got my boy Nick Bosa dominating Danny Dimes, and I think that's going to be the difference. Nick Bosa is going to be too good. Javon Hargrave is going to. We're going to see how good he is early in the season with Nick Bosa, and I think that's going to be the difference. And I'm going to tell you what, though, it will be close, and this game's going to come on the leg of Jake Moody. He's going to win his first game he's going to kick his first game-winning field goal, and the Niners Twitter is going to absolutely lose their shit, and they're gonna be like, yeah, that's why we drafted Jake Moody in the 3rd round. Book it right here. I'm calling game-winning field goal, Jake Moody, his first one against the Giants, Thursday Night Football. They're usually close games. I got us winning by
Yeah, we got the big kicker from Michigan. A lot of people hated the pick. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a great pick. Oh, I just think it's great because we have the balls as a franchise to do the stuff that everybody else hates, like drafting a punter in the 4th round a couple years ago. But Moody was like a consensus pick when everybody was mock drafting. All of us wanted Moody to be the kicker for the Niners, and then he's drafted, and everybody's pissed. And I'm like, oh, we technically didn't have 3rd round pick. We had a compensatory pick. So to me, that's a 4th round pick. So if you factor that in, it's a 4th round pick. We got a kicker. Everybody needs to relax. We don't have a lot of holes on this team. Maybe offensive tackle, maybe another edge rusher. That's pretty much it. The Niners have one of the best. I think they have the best linebacking core in the NFL. They have a great safety tandem. I think they have 2 solid corners, and they have the best pass rusher in the NFL, Nick Bosa. So, Breezy, they did not beat us the last time we played them. I think that was the last time we played them. I think was he's coming in right now. Hold on a sec. I'm going to switch the background here. Hold up.
Big bad Breezy in the building. Let's go.
I didn't want him driving and talking. I hate when people do that. Like, nah, just get home. No crashing live on YouTube.
Yeah, no crashing live.
We don't want to see that. All right, hold on a sec. All right, and boom, there he is.
Hey. Bros.
What?
What's good? What's up,
dude,
man?
I felt bad. Like, I was like, oh, I don't want him driving and talking at the same time. He better be home.
Yeah. I was trying to get home as quick. Of course, everybody wants to talk at the end of the night. You know how it be. I'm trying to pack up. Then they act like they didn't know how to pay for my food. I'm like, dude, you just swipe my card, and it's just crazy. But it's good to be here, though.
I appreciate you both coming through. I was like, click, maybe are they? And you both said yes. I was like, no freaking way. That to me, it means a lot. So I just want to tell you to both of you, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
no problem. What's good, Raj?
Me and my boy Wayne. I've been sick these last 2 weeks, so I haven't been able to come live. But we'll be bringing it back. Hopefully next week we'll be back in the building. But yeah, it's good to see you, Wayne. Aaron, always.
I appreciate that. It's for 2 guys who I think I look up to as being pretty successful on YouTube. Now, maybe not as far as like when I see you guys, the amount of people watch you or whatever, and just the amount of people that I think appreciate your work, you both are really humble. So it's nice to be able to like, hey, you guys want to stream? And you're not like, hold on, let me go through my Rolodex. Nope, can't. Nope. There's none of that. So I'm good. I appreciate that.
It's all love.
We agree 3-0 to start the season, right? You care to comment on any of the first 3 games?
I think the first 2. The only thing about the second game that concerns me is just traveling back west.
Yep.
After playing, Pittsburgh, you know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be a problem for us, but we could start off slow at that game, and being that it's a divisional game, it might be a little bit closer than people think. I know Raj feels like we're gonna blow them out. It's possible. Shit, I want to.
No, right. I get that vibe.
It's just that stupid, silly travel crap that be factoring in. So, to me, that's the only difficulty when I'm looking at the schedule. That's the only difficulty in the schedule, just the fact that how we're traveling, and
almost 30,000 miles in travel this year.
That's ridiculous,
only
bro.
to Seattle.
Number 2,
NFL, man, it's a lot of miles. I do, and I said this off camera to Aaron, Wayne. I said I hate the fact that our first 2 games are on the road, man. Like I don't like open up on the road. We got a 10 o'clock game, and then we got back West Coast. Like
why they do that, right?
Wayne,
it's because it's so hot at Levi's. They do that on purpose.
Well, it's weird because I thought it rotated. But the thing that I do like about us being on the road is we usually start off the season 2-0. Then we struggle at that one stupid home game. Raj, you talked about it. We were there at that Pittsburgh game, and we should have dominated them because they had a 3rd-string quarterback. Who was there? I can't remember who his name was. He don't play for him now. Mason Rudolph. Right, a Michigan guy. Right, a freaking Michigan Wolverine. Go figure. And it was the closest game ever. Like, we didn't know we were going to win.
I was shitting my pants that game.
We all were.
Like, fumble. Raheem fumbles it, and then Kittle's like telling him,
Jason
"Don't be
Barrett,
upset."
yeah,
Like, no,
freaking
fuck
burned
that.
to
We
a
just
crisp.
He came in one play and went out on the
And that
same
was
play.
it. We didn't see
Bro,
until late in the season.
Brett comes in for one play on that game. Jason Brett comes in, and he like blows his knee out. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on?
Dude, he wasn't in 10 yards. He wasn't within 10 yards of that touchdown.
Bro,
He was in another freaking area code. Like, what the hell?
The savior of that game. This is how crazy that game. The savior of that game was Dante Pettis. Can you believe?
Right.
I was gonna mention that in the chat, but I was driving. I couldn't spell it right. I kept making errors. I was like, "Frick it! I'll just talk about it when I get." He was the one that helped us win that game, put us in the winning position.
Jimmy Garoppolo with the touchdown pass at the end. Ooh.
Ooh.
He arrived, everybody. See? Told you. Yeah, whatever. Still trash. All right.
But at 3-0, 3-0
okay.
sounds good.
Go ahead.
3-0 sounds good. I think the Giants game is going to be tough, though, because now you talk about a short week playing on Thursday night. Even though it's a home game, we just went bang, bang with them first two teams. It's going to be tough, but we should be able to prevail. But Brian Dabble, he's a little different.
Yeah.
He's a little different. We better bring it.
He's a good coach, and you're right. Thursday night football, I absolutely hate it, man. I'm a little nervous about that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we win it because it's the home opener.
Yes.
But I'm gonna be a little nervous on that game.
I'm nervous with every game, to be honest with you, when I watch 49er games. Mainly because of health. I'm always like, okay, get up. Every time somebody goes down, I'm like, or something happens off camera, I'm like, please don't zoom into a Niners player down on the field. I'm not even gonna lie. That's how I am when I watch games. That's why I watch games with mute, because I want to like not see it right away.
Really? Really?
Yeah, I'm superstitious with games.
Wow.
Even though I don't believe in curses and superstition, I don't watch games with the volume on because I get really stressed, especially if it's in a hostile environment with a crowd, like the NFC Championship game on mute.
There's no way.
Right, I couldn't do it.
No way, bro.
Ain't no way.
I'll do it. Like if I'm watching with people, like if my nephew's over because he's a Niners fan, we'll watch together. The TV will be on. We'll be high-fiving. He's so negative, though. Me and him are the most negative 49er fans ever. we shit on the whole team all the time.
It's
even
not
when we're
negative, Aaron. It's constructive criticism while you're watching the game.
Watch this. Watch Jimmy do this. I remember when we were watching a game, you were winning. He's like, yeah, watch Jimmy throw a pick. And then it happened, and I'm just like, oh, my Lord. So, all right, let's go to week 4. Arizona Cardinals in a game we should dominate also because they're a dumpster fire of a team. Everybody wants out. Their coach needs chapstick.
That's easy 4-0. We should be starting the season off 4-0.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I don't even know what the score spread would be in that game. I just think the Niners
50 points spread. We're gonna kick their butt, man.
I think this is if Niners drop a 50 burger on the Cardinals. They get their coach fired after 4 games.
Kyler Murray won't be scratching the field. The highlight for the Cardinals will be the post-game jersey swap between DeAndre Hopkins and Deebo Samuel. That's it.
And DeAndre asking if he can come to the 49ers, like what's his name did a couple years ago.
He's going to whisper his ear, hey, yo, let me come to the Niners. Come on. That's it.
Yo, facilitate a trade. Do something.
4-0. Easy dub.
Yeah, I see that as a very, very one-sided affair just because their coach needs chapstick. Yeah, okay, when he did his press conference and when they interviewed him, like somebody on Twitter was like, yo, their coach, they didn't even give him any chapstick. Like his lips were really crusty.
Wow.
And that's all I could think about. You guys went to high school, when you were like, you and your friends would be drilling on people and there'd be the dude that would like have like a stain on his shirt or crusty lips or something, or he was musty at work. Everybody, we all did it. I'm watching I'm on Twitter watching that, and then I can't unsee it. I'm like, this dude's got crusty lips. So yes, Laura, he needs chapstick. So okay. Any other thoughts on the Cardinals?
Nah.
Breezy looks tired.
I'm waiting to talk about this next one because that's
all right.
Sunday night
this is
football,
like Christmas
baby.
For Cowboys fans because they think they're actually going to beat us.
Which they should. They should think that, right?
Good team.
They're not winning this game.
Wait, that's my point. What's going to happen is they're going to come to Santa Clara, and shout out to that they gave us back-to-back home games too. Like that's pretty cool, right? So they're going to come to Santa Clara, and then they're going to leave sad again. Like that's just kind of like what happens. It's their MO. You know, Michael Parsons will disappear because he'll be manhandled by our offensive line, and I just feel like the Cowboys can't beat the 49ers. They can't beat us. You know,
I just think
like
our styles clash. And when I don't mean that's a wrestling for people that watch wrestling, styles clash, isn't that AJ Styles? I just think our styles and their style clash. We're physical, they're finesse, and I just think. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Parsons and that defensive line during that playoff game, they were good.
they were good,
They
but
were all over us.
yeah, but he was still a non-factor. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? As great as he is, I think it's like you game plan for that one player that can be that impact player, and you find a way to negate the impact of that player. We do it with Aaron Donald. There's no more Brunskill, so we're gonna figure out how that's gonna work out this year. But they do it for certain impactful players. It's not taken away from who he is or what he does. He's a great player, he's a phenomenal player. When he plays the 49ers, they just figure him out. And so I think the game is going to be a good game. I just feel like it's going to come down to Dak Prescott doing some dumb shit. And next thing you know, the 49ers walk off into the sunset with another victory against the Cowboys, which is good because, God dang it, how many years could we not beat this team?
Yeah. I think the roles are reversed, and we're going to go on a run with beating them. So
Thank
For a
you.
49er fan who lived through the early 90s and go into high school with friends that were Cowboys fans,
yeah,
oh
It was
my
rough.
God. They talked their
it was-
ass. There was nothing you could do about it because the Cowboys are really. Listen, I'm not going to front. Dallas, I was jealous of their team back in the day. They were loaded. They were like the Niners are now before the salary cap hit, as far as like Tony Tolbert, Tony Casillas, Charles Haley, you know, of course, the middle linebacker whose dad was a boxer, Ken Norton. They had a really good secondary. I mean, they were loaded. Offensive line was like a brick wall.
Big brick wall, too. That's back
Niners
when
could have
offensive
caught
linemen were 300
Aikman.
plus.
Emmett
Yeah.
Smith running right behind these dogs, right?
Yeah.
Little ass Emmett Smith. You can't see him until he's 10 yards downfield every play. So yeah, I hated them. And even in the game we beat them, that NFC Championship game, they still
It
put
was a
up a lot of
dogfight.
yards
It was a
and
dogfight.
scored points. I don't know. I hate the Cowboys like I hate crust on white bread. So
Wait, you cut the crust off? You cut the
Man.
crust
No,
off your...
I eat the crust. I
Oh,
eat
okay.
crust.
Okay,
I don't
same.
like it.
Oh.
Just like I can't eat cereal without cold milk. So
Wait, you put ice in your cereal?
no, I just like my milk really cold. I turn the
Okay, so I had
temperature
to
down in the
ask because
refrigerator.
some people... No. Because the way he said, I don't know anybody who would eat milk with cereal with warm milk, like with a room temperature.
Yeah, no.
That's disgusting.
I had friends that hated milk that would only eat the cereal with the milk and then they would dump the milk out at the end.
What?
And I'm all
That's
about
the best
milk.
part.
That's part of milky.
Especially when it's like Cocoa Pebbles or something and you get to have
Yeah.
the chocolate milk. Absolutely.
That's funny. I
I'm-
thought you when you said you liked cold milk, I assume that's my fault that you put ice and some people put ice in their milk and their cereal. And I'll be like, next topic. Let's get to that. That's a dessert.
Let's move on. I'm scared. I got a couple of my old gaming buddies in here. My buddy, Mr. Wu, known him a long ass time. Big ass dude, big tall ass dude. He doesn't necessarily follow football, but if he had to root for a team, I would say the Saints were probably his squad.
Okay.
He was always he's a I don't know. He just was a Saints guy. He loved Drew Brees. He called him Breezus or Jesus or whatever he called him. So yeah. John V's in the chat. What's up? How you doing,
John
man?
V.
Let's see here.
So are we starting the season off 5-0, guys?
We are starting the season off 5-0.
We beat the Cowboys. It's gonna be a great game. I can't wait. I'll be there most likely. And Dallas Niners is the rivalry, like you guys said. I mean, this is the greatest rivalry of our lifetime. If you are a Niner fan back in the day, so
Interesting.
It's gonna come down to Dak Prescott. And can Dak Prescott deliver the goods? No, he's not gonna be able to deliver the goods against us. We're gonna beat Cowboys. We're gonna start 5-0. That's crazy.
Let's keep going then, because this is gonna get interesting. Look
know.
who we have next.
I know.
We have
The Cleveland Browns on the road.
that's an interesting game. I'll let you guys go first because I don't know. I don't have too much of a feeling on this game one way or the other.
I'm gonna say this is gonna be our first loss of the season. It's potentially our first loss of the season. Why? We just had a tough game against Dallas Sunday Night Football. We're going to travel to the other, coast. 10 o'clock, another morning. These morning games, man, is hard on a West Coast team, especially you had a Thursday night game, and then you come back to the West, and you play the Cowboys. It's going to be tough, man. I feel like this is the first game the Niners lose. 10 o'clock. I think the Browns are going to be a scrappy team. I know we don't like what Watson did and all that stuff, but he's a good quarterback. I think he's going to
good quarterback
here. I think the Browns are going to be a solid team, and they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot in the AFC North. I do think this is going to be our first loss. I do.
Interesting.
I mean, I think we can win it, but I don't see us going 6-0 to start the season.
I see us. It's gonna be. I know this is crazy because I think we will be 6-0. When I look at the Browns, you got to do one thing. You take away Nick Chubb. They don't have they don't have a secondary running back. You focus. You take him out, and then you put the game in Deshaun Watson's hands. Who is he throwing to?
What's the dude? He's a former Cowboy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Joey Gallup? I don't know.
No. It was
That's my point. We can't think of
who's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
he is. He's good. He's actually pretty good.
Former Cowboy. Not Michael Gallup.
Why can't I think about the receiver, man? Somebody in the chat will say the number one receiver.
I don't know. I mean, they do have a defense, so let's not get it twisted. They have Myles Garrett.
And they got Myles Garrett.
And they got a great-ass secondary.
They do, man.
The game's going to be tough. I just feel like, the 49ers is weird because the 49ers play well on the East Coast. So I know it's more when they leave the East Coast and travel, that's when they struggle.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think
Amari Cooper, that's the guy.
Oh, yes, he's a beast too.
Yeah, Amari Cooper, he's good.
My only thing is the scrambling ability of Watson. The Niners, no matter who they got on defense.
But I think we'll be better now, though, Aaron. I think
so.
I'm hoping so. I mean, we have some speed out there
every year, and then we face a guy that can move, and it's the same old crap. It's always move. Secondary covers really long, then somebody springs open, and damn, Niners defensive pass or the secondary looks bad. No, the guy's been running around for 7 seconds. It's like I want to see a difference. That's my only concern.
I feel like the defense has gotten better against the mobile quarterbacks. I think what happens, though, when we watch them play, it's more like there's a mental lapse. Somebody forgets their assignment, and the next thing you know, the quarterback realizes that, and then they take off. Like Mariota had a game because mental lapses on the defense. And then it was that 1 3rd and 15 run where he got 16 yards, and then after that, he just looked electric. So I feel like they've gotten better against mobile quarterbacks. I know, Raj, it's tough, man. It's impossible to start a season 6-0, but who the hell are we talking about? The Eagles did it. Why can't we do it?
No, I know we could. I'm not saying we can, but if we're gonna, I got to throw some losses in there.
I think they come later. I think we lose to some of these other teams like the Bengals. I think we lose that game.
I think if we're gonna lose an early game, this is the game. I'm not saying we will, but I'm saying I could see it as a loss. But I'll put it down as one. I just don't like these 10 o'clock. I'm telling you, man.
I hear you, bro.
Games for a West Coast team, bro.
It's 1 o'clock. It's beautiful. If the Niners win, done by 4 o'clock. Get to relax the rest of the day.
Not that easy.
Go on YouTube and have 4 people watching me when I talk about it, and then I go to sleep.
But here's the thing, man. Watch. I studied this. It might sound weird. I look at these. I see these players when they arrive to the game. I'll look at like their arrival pictures and stuff. Bro, like most of these guys, they'll have like dark circles under their eyes. They're so tired waking up early. They don't like these early games, man. It messes.
Yeah, millionaires don't like waking up early.
They don't. Not if
they like waking up at noon.
They got Nick Chubb. That guy's a dog, man.
He's a dog.
Here's my fear.
Top 5 running back in the league.
Yeah.
Here's my fear. I'm not saying the Browns are the team that's going to do it. We took the Raiders for granted. We took that quarterback for granted last year. And that guy looked like the second coming of like Fran Tarkenton, friggin' Joel Montana. But I think defense was pooping that. They were bad. Like, so that's my only fear.
But I think that's because we took them for granted, right? Mm. So I think
do that again against the Browns, though.
No, because you know who Deshaun Watson is. I don't think people knew who Jarrett Stidham really was. I mean, you had to really scout like a Jarrett Stidham. I mean, And
I
then
think it
when was the
Nate
last
Easter
time
on
Marcus
time.
Mariota even ran like Oregon, or Tennessee? When's the last time he had one of those? So I just don't think they were prepared. But I think going into this season, man, that's what tape is for.
Yeah.
That's what film is for. And I think they'll be more prepared against the better quarterback. You know what I mean? I'm hoping. That's just
I
my
believe
theory.
you. I get a little bit worried sometimes when I think a game's a shoo-in. I
Yeah.
still think we win, but that Raiders game last year, I was like, damn, wow, are we that bad on defense?
Yeah.
And then we got in the playoffs before the Philly game, before that game went to crap because of with the injury. But defensively, like Theodore Lenore looks like $1,000,000. And I changed my whole attitude and feeling of that defense once the playoffs hit was different. Thought we were shaky. I thought we were vulnerable. And then, like I said, up until that Philly game, man, that defense looked really good. So I don't know.
Well,
I still think 6-0 for sure.
One thing that team last year is that we noticed, and we've talked about it, they got tired down the stretch, man. They got really tired. And
Especially
gassed up.
Bosa. He can get no
Bosa
help.
tired. They weren't the same team at the end of the season as they were early because they had to really dig deep to go on a run. Man. Like we're sitting here talking about this team, and I mean they went on a massive run to close out the year. They went and they just weren't losing games. So that took a lot of energy to do that. So this team though is capable of starting the season on a massive run, like you said, Wayne. So can they go 6-0? Absolutely, man. They absolutely can. They might not lose a game for like 10 weeks. They might come out the gates and just start winning all these games, which is, I don't think it's crazy. But again, I just 10 o'clock game. It just feels like it's one of those. It just feels like one of those games that, Niners always lose a game that you don't think they should, and you're like, man, how they lose that game? So this is to me one of those games where I'm like, just gonna be one of those weird games. I don't know. That's the way I see it.
I will say this: if we do lose that game, I'm okay. It's road team. It's not in our conference.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. So you know what? I can understand why we might lose that game. I just don't feel like we should lose against the Browns.
No,
but it's funny because my first loss would have been the Vikings.
That was exactly. I have to say the same. I told that to Raj off stream. Vikings are our first loss
on the road.
On the road.
I know you don't. I know people don't want that. I know it's Kirk Cousins. Receiver. Yeah,
I hate Kirk Cousins, but I just think he plays differently in that building than he does, say, like if he played in
exactly.
They sometimes look like world beaters when they play in that dome.
They do.
And then you see them somewhere else, and they're like, "Wow, they're dookie."
And then that's that travel issue. So you just,
this is why we don't lose to them, though. It's Monday Night Football. It's a primetime game, and it's Kirk Cousins. He's not built for prime.
Oh, he doesn't play he doesn't play well under the lights. I mean, my only concern and only reason why I feel like we lose this game is because of the travel. I feel like that's when it catches up to us.
Okay, yeah, because we went from Cleveland to Minnesota.
I don't even know where the hell Minnesota is on the map. I just know it's back
Midwest. So
west.
I think they might do one of those things where they stay out in like the Green Beer or whatever.
Oh,
Greenboro or
Cleveland and Minnesota,
that place is
kind of close to each other. So I feel they're gonna just stay out there for 2 weeks.
Possible. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. But that's a travel.
Yeah.
And then I got back-to-back losses. I think we lose to Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that's the game where we could lose. I think that's the game we lose. Man, it's the
Joe Burrow.
It just sucks because I got us losing 2 games. I got us losing 2 in a row right before the bye. Smack me.
But you know what? That's good.
Maybe that's the best thing to happen, though.
Ooh, for them to regroup.
Because then they're going to be pissed off that they lost 2 games.
Then they go back on the run.
Yeah, and then they come off of a team who's I still think is, even though it's on the road, they're just not quite to the Niners level.
The Jags.
Yeah, I don't think they're that good. So, I agree. I agree with Wayne that two losses back to back. I think we lose to the Bengals as well.
Okay.
So we're 6-2 going into the bye week.
I got us losing to the Bengals. We're 6-2, but I got us beating the Vikings. We ain't losing to
right because you had us lose to the Browns. So that's pretty cool. This is dope.
Okay.
I like this. Yeah. Then I think we regroup and we beat the shit out of the Jags.
Yeah.
I don't, man. You can sunshine me with that quarterback all you want. He about to play a real defense.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed by him.
Yeah. What's his name? Trevor.
I'm not a Trevor Lawrence guy.
Lawrence, that's his name.
Huh?
I couldn't think of his last name. I knew it was Trevor. You had
The
said
guy
it.
with he has that really weird face. You ever see that Instagram where that girl looks just like him? And she does all the
Yes,
poses?
yes.
Scary.
Um,
Oh,
yeah, I think I know it's in Florida, but we play well in Florida. We gonna beat 2 Florida teams back to back.
Yeah, we're going on a Florida winning streak. We taking the Jaguars out. We're gonna make Trevor Lawrence look silly. He might cut his hair after all that. And then we're gonna come back to Levi's and just mop the floor with Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers.
There it is.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we'll make him mop the floor.
Just like you needed to turn out the lights.
Yeah, in
in the
that
stadium.
commercial, right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
You knew where I was going.
I just want to say thanks to my buddy Woo. He said you both. He said what's up to both of you guys.
Oh, what's up,
Mr.
Woo?
Raj and
Hey, Woo,
Mr.
how'd you get your
Wayne.
name? Are you like a Wu-Tang Clan fan or just curious?
He's. I'll let him answer if he's still in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you got.
Forget exactly. I think I know his nationality, but I'm not sure.
Got you. I hope I wasn't offensive when I asked about.
No,
Wu-Tang.
he ain't that kind of dude.
Yeah.
All right,
He ain't
so
that kind of dude.
this is the
Go ahead.
game, guys.
This is the game. Man.
Week effing 12.
Can't lose it.
Thanksgiving.
No.
And Seattle. Look,
I think we lose that game.
no way. Hell no.
No, man. There ain't no way.
There's no way.
Not on Thanksgiving. My holiday is not gonna be ruined because of.
I'm not going to Seattle and we lose that game. I swear to goodness, I will make them pay for my whole Thanksgiving trip if we lose that game.
Bro, listen to this. The last time y'all remember the Thanksgiving fiasco we played, Seattle, Thanksgiving, Richard Sherman, 50-yard line, drumstick.
This is payback.
This is payback. You know what? I told Aaron this off.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay.
George, I already have the picture. I already have the image. I already have the content. I already have it. I could see it now. George Kittle is going to be sitting on the 50-yard line, enjoying a turkey leg on the middle of the field. And he's going to say, "Oh, this tastes great." And he's going to be eating the turkey. I could already see it. It's going to be a viral.
His greasy hair, his hippie hair.
Yeah. George Kittle is eating a turkey leg with Fred Warner on midfield 50-yard line. That's what's happening. We're not losing to the Seahawks.
Okay.
We're eating Seahawk for turkey dinner.
You're convincing me this is not a loss.
We cannot.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to make a meme, and instead of a turkey, it's going to be Seahawk that he's eating, and then under the caption it's going to say "tastes like chicken," and it's it's going to go.
I can dig it. I could dig it.
That's what's
happening.
I just don't have.
I can't lose. If we lose my holiday, oh my god! If we lose to them,
I rather beat the Seahawks.
So we're 9-2 at this point, right?
And lose to the Eagles.
Oh.
I don't want to lose to the Eagles, but that's a tough stretch right there.
Yeah.
Look, week 12 and 13 is difficult as F.
And 14. So you go Seahawks, Eagles, Seahawks.
See, I feel like going back home, they'll redeem themselves. At least that's a home game. But bro, flying from Seattle, I hate that trip.
I know.
That flight sucks.
Yeah.
Since the bootlegs, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's a hood thing. Yes, woo. Woo. Ha. Woo. Raj and I are big Wu-Tang Clan fans.
Big time.
Yeah, Woo's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. He gets on me when I sing certain 80s songs, but then but we both agree that the Never Ending Story is like a really awesome movie, and he's a badass dude. So if a badass dude thinks Never Ending Story is cool, it's cool.
Never Ending Story is cool. I like part 2 better, but Never Ending Story was cool.
I think he's out of here too. So have a good night. He said I think his girlfriend bought him like the book. I didn't even know it was a book.
Wow.
I don't know exactly what it exactly is, but he sent me something one time, and I was just like, ooh. So we're both, because Stranger Things, that whole thing, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Never Ending Story.
Good stuff.
All right, so
damn it, I don't want us to lose to the Eagles.
I don't either, man. Fuck.
But doesn't it seems like
we're getting revenge, bro. We're winning that game.
Yeah, we're winning that game. Damn.
So what's the record? 6-2.
So far, I think we only have 2 losses. I only have us losing 4 games this year. So
we're 10-2 right there.
Yeah.
Damn.
I do think we split one with Seattle though.
I know.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
So I think we lose the one at home, but we win the one on the road.
Okay, so we split. They win on our home. We win on their home on Thanksgiving. So that's 10-3 there.
Yeah.
Okay, I could buy that.
So
And then I think we lose to Baltimore, y'all.
Gonna ruin my fucking Christmas.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Just think I think it comes down to Lamar Jackson, and the last time we played them, it was him. It was a great game. Great game.
That was amazing.
Make great games. It's gonna be a thrilling Manila type of game. Debo had one of the most amazing catches I've ever seen.
People are gonna be brain damaged after the game. Yeah, everybody's gonna be bad.
Peter, bro, if they lose on Christmas, I'm gonna be sick to my stomach at home.
I'm sorry.
I already got my tickets.
I'm sorry.
I think the Niners beat the Ravens.
Okay. I have us beating the Cardinals. We sweep the Cardinals. So I have us sweeping the Cardinals.
We absolutely crush the Cardinals.
Right.
I think the Cardinals are going to win like 2 games this year. Then again, I always get scared with divisional games because like I was telling Raj, like you play bad against your divisional opponent and then you're like, man, maybe we suck. And then you come out the next week against a team that you're not familiar with and crush them. So it's like, which is the real identity? I think with familiarity, like I said, familiarity breeds contempt, makes you like think you're better than what you are, or at least maybe lets you let your guard down, or maybe you just are more known by your opponent because you play them twice a year, every year. So I think we beat the Cardinals too. I don't think the Cardinals are much of a challenge this year. I hope I don't regret that by saying that.
I think we crush him. Kyler Murray, he'll be barely back. He's going to be crying. Nick Bosa is going to eat him up. Hargrave, I think we dominate. We sweep them. So going back, okay, I got us beating the Eagles. We ain't losing to it. Then revenge. All the stuff Debo's
dude, we lose it to one of these bird teams, bro. It's either the Eagles or the Ravens, and it ain't.
You can't get in your feelings as a fan. You have to be as a football.
Here's what it is. So we're gonna beat Seattle in Seattle. We're gonna eat the turkey on 50 yards.
I think that happens for sure.
We're beating the Eagles. Revenge. Debo's gonna be tweet watch. He's gonna be tweet. It's gonna be live. He's gonna be. I already see viral tweet. Okay. We lose to Seahawks at home. It's gonna be like, God dang it. But we had 2 tough games on the road. You gotta come home and lose a game. So we lose that game, and we come back. The best medicine is beating the Cardinals, and then Christmas we're beating the Ravens on Christmas, and then we lose to the Commanders. We lose into the 10:00 game on the road to the Commanders.
All right.
The game's gonna be tough. Bearing the weather too, so we're not factoring
Did they
in.
fix that drainage trash with their stadium, or is it still like a backed up sewer where it just floods out all the time?
I don't even know. I know I'll be at that game, but here's the thing, right? It's an East Coast game. It's an early game for the Niners. I will say this game will come down to like the weather more than anything else. But I don't see us losing to these. They don't have a who's the quarterback? Sam Buckus.
We almost lost to the Raiders last year.
Yeah, but the Raiders was different. The Raiders,
they got some players.
The Raiders, yeah, they both
a good
got
tight end. They had a good running back and they had a good receiver and a good slot receiver. They're loaded. Jimmy's.
Yeah, wait a minute. They got Devontae Adams. What do we? I mean, I like Terry McLaurin, but he's no Devontae Adams.
Nah. That was a scary game because they're very talented. Only problem
remember
we
held
Garoppolo.
We were holding Adams, right? We were containing him for a minute, and then he just went sick.
He did that play where the Niners do what they usually do. They over pursue, and then somebody over pursues and loses their responsibility, containment, whatever you want to call it.
I told you.
They let their eyes change direction and instead of their brain, and then all of a sudden the guy's wide open for a 60-yard touchdown. And I'm just like, really? We're doing that right now?
Happens every time.
And it's usually pretty much the same guy. I love my guy Huff, but come on, dog. You gotta be more disciplined. Although I don't know if it was him on that play. Was it him on that play?
I'm just gonna go with it because he always was in on the play that gave up a big game.
Like the one against the Bears where like Dante trash.
I don't think that was his fault that time. I thought that was Dre Greenlaw's fault. But they could have been Huff.
Greenlaw is a little bit undisciplined sometimes. He's a heat-seeking missile, and he's one of my favorite players on the team because he plays with a little bit of an attitude, and he's, that's why when people say like, "Hey, would you want another edge rusher?" I'm like, "Yeah, bring in Frank Clark." They're like, "Why Frank Clark?" I'm like, "We need a couple guys like that on this team.
We do.
We're a bunch of choir boys. We need a couple bad apples to sow some discontent. I need that because listen, I'm telling you, when you face players that talk a lot and are physical and it trash talk, it works sometimes. And it's good to have a couple guys that'll run their mouth and back it up. So I don't know how I got on that tangent, but I'm a big Peachy says we're going 12-5, by the way.
12-5.
Peachy Brown.
So I got right now.
I got us 13-4.
13-4, yeah. Number 1 seed in the NFC, baby. That's it. We're gonna dog walk the Rams to finish the season.
I think 13-4 is where I'm gonna go to. We lose 1 to Seattle. We lose to the Bengals and the Vikings.
Okay.
And I don't think we're going to lose to the Eagles, but I think the Ravens might be the team.
Fucking Ravens. We got a lot.
I want to say that the Eagles, they're really good. I'm sorry. They're really good. Listen, they were, that Super Bowl was tit for tat. Okay. That was a tit for tat Super Bowl. Last team with the ball wins. That's all it was. Chiefs defense played like trash. Eagles defense played like trash. The talk of always needing to have a great defense all the time to win a championship. I think sometimes if you have an elite level quarterback, you could have like a mid defense and still win. Because I feel like the Niners like to play. In some ways, they'll spend money, and in some ways, they're kind of like a money ball in their approach, like with quarterbacks. Like, hey, we can put anybody back there. You just has to run our scheme. And I think until now, it's been proven to be not the right formula. When you see the teams that win the Super Bowl all the time, they always have a quarterback that can say, "Oh, the defense is giving up 35 points. That's okay. We'll score 42." You know what I mean? Yeah. That's my biggest thing with the Niners. I hope I'm wrong, because one of my Rams content creators, Payo Time, he's a good guy. He said, "What's the Niners deal? How do you feel as a fan about always having these issues at quarterback?" I said, "It's gone back a long time." And I said the Niners build their team out and think quarterback in some ways is their least important position. And they build everything else out where they have an elite defense, great skill group on offense. I don't know.
I don't think that's the way they look at it. I think the way that they're looking at it is to build the team that way because they can afford to pay a certain amount of players. They can get a younger quarterback in here. And so like there's going to be a time when they got to pay the quarterback. The question is which, we don't know which one it's going to be. So I think, with Brock Purdy, who I think we all agree is going to be the guy going forward bearing injury.
If he's healthy before the start of the season, I think he's the starting quarterback.
He's the starting quarterback. I mean, Kyle pretty much came out and just said that's the guy. Like he proved it, right? And I think that was the thing. Like he went out there and he won 8 games in a row. He won in the playoffs.
Yeah, he definitely was the reason we were winning these games.
Yeah, like
he wasn't being carried like Jimmy, where people are like, well, Jimmy won all these games. I'm like, but did he?
Through 8 passes, right? Like
right. And so, but to answer your question, because you said like some of these teams they have elite quarterbacks and then mediocre. Well, what if Brock Purdy is an elite quarterback?
Yeah.
And so we might have a 7th round elite quarterback. And the way that they're kind of like talking about him, I think they feel like he's elite. That's why the issue with Trey Lance is what it is.
What's your honest feelings about Trey Lance?
Like my honest feelings is I think the kid can ball out. Like I really do. I don't know if he will.
Emotional attachment. Like some people get really emotional. If you're on Twitter, you see it.
Yeah, it's not an emotional thing. It's more like I want to see what Trey Lance can become, but it just may I'm okay if it's not with the Niners. It may not be with the Niners.
See, that's it, Wayne. Like
a lot of people don't want to accept that maybe the Niners are not saying that he's crap, but maybe they unfortunately through some weird twist of fate found their quarterback.
Yeah, what happened was Brock Purdy.
Bro, you got lucky with Brock Purdy. And if he's this like you said,
it happened with Tom Brady. They had freaking Drew Bledsoe, the 6th round quarterback.
Same thing.
Lucky.
One injury, all of a sudden the guy's got 7 Super Bowls, and you're like,
he was never heard of again.
And and you got Brock Purdy, then holy shit, dude! Like you'd be stupid to just say we can't rally behind Purdy because he might like that magic he had last year. What if it keeps going and like he's the guy? So I feel bad for Trey. I want him to
For
succeed.
sure.
I want him to have success. Whether it's
I
with the
feel more
Niners or not,
comfortable with Purdy at quarterback. That's my honest opinion.
they win. I think the team bought in. He showed he's a leader. We don't know what we have with Trey. Trey, we don't even know because he hasn't played. He hasn't been given a fair chance. I want to see what he does with CMC and everything. Like,
Right.
say he comes in and Brock doesn't. Let's just, for example, let's just say they give Trey an opportunity because Kyle said he has the chance to win the starting job. Let's say Kyle says, let's see what we got with this guy. And maybe he gives him the opportunity to showcase himself and he tears it up and he's like, oh, wow. But even still, they might like, well, Brock's still our guy. He's still on a cheaper contract. Now, Trey Lance might have just showcased himself to the world, and then they could trade him, and everything's good for everyone. Because Trey Lance deserves a chance to play in this league, whether it's with the 49ers or not. So I want him to succeed. I would love it to be with the 49ers. I think they're happy where he's at. He's rehabbed well. Kyle said last night he's the best he's ever seen him. I think he's putting himself in position. And Trey, he's all the smoke, all the rumors, all the crap. He's coming out playing his ass off. He knows that if he loses this opportunity to Sam Darnold this offseason, he's going to get roasted. He's already getting roasted. People coming out on him left and right. If he goes out there and he at least shows that he can win the starting job, that's his opportunity. It's like Kyle said last night that right now Trey Lance has a chance to close the gap while Purdy's rehabbing. Show me what you got, kid.
I am tired.
This is
You look tired.
I'm tired.
We're old men, man. We're freaking
Yeah.
old.
Yeah,
43.
this is way past my bedtime.
I'm freaking.
But that's the way I see it. But yeah, I think we got 13 wins this season.
I'm at 13 with you.
13. I'll agree. 13-4, best seed in the NFC.
And I like that we disagree on some of the wins and losses. I think that's kind of cool. Like, right? I just feel like we're losing to a bird, and it's not a cardinal.
Yeah, I just think that Seattle's going to be improved.
Yeah.
They are improved. You don't have to think it.
They have a good roster. I just think their weakness is still their quarterback, but they have Tyler Lockett. They got 3 wide receivers. That's going to be a problem. That big boy over there who we played one game good against him, and then the same cornerback got torched. Javarius Ward had a bad game against him. It was like it was weird. It was like which is which, But as long as their coach is still there, I hate his guts. I wish someone would throw an errant football and hit him right in the face, but would stop him from chewing that gum. But he's a good coach.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll is a good coach, man. He's a
really
great coach, Hall of Fame coach, guys.
100%.
Like Pete Carroll's a Hall of Fame coach. No matter how you look at it, that's who he is. And so, like, because he's the head coach of that team, I just chalk it up to we'll split one. I hope we win both. I think we go, we split one. Yeah.
It's so hard to say, man, because in the beginning, in the season, and the off season, when we're talking about it, we're all hyped because the team's full strength. But then as the season goes on and you see the way things play out,
right?
Man, football's stressful for me, man. It ages me.
Yeah, same.
I messaged my nephew. He still hasn't responded. So I asked him about the Steelers game, and I was like, you want to go? Neither of us both have ever been to a 49ers game. He's been to a Knicks game. He's been to a Rangers game. Because he's a New Yorker. And I said, he's like, when is it? So I was like, week 1. He hasn't responded. So that would be interesting.
Gotta go.
I don't know if anybody, if I end up going, like, I hope there's other people there. Like,
it'll be 40. The one thing about the faithful is they travel.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. Let's have to find a group of rowdy 49er fans.
Well taken care of. There'll be plenty of tailgate. Like the faithful travel, and they look out for one another when they travel. So that's the best thing about.
We would He would be driving there. We'd leave. I would think it like leave the day before.
That's a 9-hour drive from me. I can't drive that.
Can't do it. I couldn't do it. I hate that.
It's 4 hours away from me.
It's not bad. 4 is better.
So it's 8 hours total if there's normal traffic from Rochester, New York to Pennsylvania.
Dude, you live in Rochester?
Yeah.
Yo, the funniest. So I'm thinking Rochester is like fucking 95 South, right off the exit, right? So I had bought my son some tickets to the Lego thing that was just there. And so I'm like, yeah, we're going to go here one day, whatever. And so I put the junk in my GPS, and the junk was so far away. It was like a 5-hour drive.
Oh
I
my
was like, I'm not going to be able to drive this 5 hours. Who can drive 5 hours? I didn't make it.
wow.
I couldn't do it because I had a show, I had a gig. There was no way I was going to get there
Dang.
by 10 a.m., do the thing, get back on the road for another 5.5 hours just to make it to my gig. It would have been. I didn't know Rochester was that far. I was damn near going toward Canada for me.
It's because we're right near Lake Ontario. Yeah,
Never
we're right near
knew.
Lake Ontario. It's funny because Rochester is like I think I'm like an hour and a half away from Buffalo and like 2 hours away from.
See, I would have never thought that. Rochester sounds like
it's Bills fans. Their training camp is right down the street from my job or close to my job. St. John
Gotcha.
Fisher, I think, or whatever. I forgot where they
Never knew
go to.
Rochester was that far. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
a couple of people have been out here and were like, "Yo, we need to hang." And it was during my knee. I had my, he's on the East Coast Red and Gold. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about. East Coast Red and Gold podcast. What is he escaping me for? One of the guys on there, I forget his name. Well, Dalton, Anton, whatever his name is. But he was in, and then the guy Peo Time from the Rams content creator was in. He was like down the street from my house. So
who the hell goes to Rochester?
All right. What are you doing?
Like,
there's nothing going on over here.
There's nothing in Rochester.
You go in the city, it's like ravaged by like the world that time forgot. It looks like Detroit.
Wow.
So, but so we're winning 13-4, top of the division.
Yeah.
You guys got anything going on in your channels that you want to talk and promote, or are you guys just ready to go to bed?
I'll be on tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. with John Chapman. So make sure you.
Nice.
Well, no, that's wrong. That's right. It's my 11. See, I'm tired. I don't even know how to tell time right now.
Like,
well,
you better go to bed soon.
I got to get up and go to the gym at 5.
Nice.
Same old for me. What you call actually, I want to ask you guys. So, you said you might go to the Steelers game, Aaron. So, Wayne, any games? What games you really looking forward to this year, other than all of them? And which games are you going to?
So I haven't penciled, like I haven't really figured out which games I'm gonna go to because I'm a wedding singer, and so I've booked, and so now I have to get fill-ins depending on, and then I'm gonna be leaving a lot of money on the table to spend money. So I don't know financially how many games I'll be able to go to, but I'm gonna really try to get to week 1. That's the opener.
Okay.
I definitely will be at the Cowboys game. I'm gonna figure that one out. Okay. So that'll be my West game, and then Cleveland I'm gonna try to go to. I want to go to Jacksonville. And then the Eagles game I'll definitely be at. So I'll probably be at four or 5 games this year, and then definitely the playoffs. So all the playoff games.
Okay.
I know my nephew, if he doesn't want to go to the Steelers, I'll see if my nephew wants to go to the Browns game.
Yeah, that's the same difference, like 9 hours from here.
Yeah, I for sure.
Wait, where are you again?
I'm in Connecticut, so it's just far.
That's far. I'm on West Coast. Everything's far from me, other than Levi.
Yeah, but you got that fancy schmancy weather. Oh, it's Ty Alston, by the way.
Ty.
Yeah, he was near me, and he was like,
"What the hell is Ty doing in Rochester?"
Don't know. Something with jobs, or I don't know. He's like a man of like extraordinary taste. He does. I don't know what he does, but it looks like his job's real fun. But he was out here, and he wanted to link up for like, hey, you grab some coffee. Same thing with Peo Time. With my knee, I was on crutches, so I was like, yeah, I'm big. I have crutches. No go. I feel bad, so probably never see either of them again, but that sucks.
Yeah.
I'll be back to work in a couple weeks, and my YouTube visibility, I don't know. We'll see. Not gonna be much going on for a while until training camp, to be honest with you.
Camp starts tomorrow for a few days, so that'd be cool.
That's true. There's a couple things to talk about. It's just I get to a point, like my channel's been struggling. I got to figure out some things to see if I could get some exposure, but I'm just doing it for fun now at this point. I don't really give a crap anymore. Whatever happens. I just like hanging out with you guys and everybody else. So,
it's a great time.
That's
sure.
What's up.
All right, everybody. Thanks for everyone that was in the chat. Thanks for old time friends that dropped in. We're going to send Wayne to bed, and let Raj go eat dinner or something, and I'm gonna go play some Xbox, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
You're still awake to play X. Wow.
I haven't worked. I haven't worked since December, dude. I have no kids. I'm single.
I couldn't.
Otherwise, I'll go to bed at probably about 2 or 3.
Oh my God.
Wow.
But I got up at noon today.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't fall asleep last night till like 4. Dude, I'm a single guy, you know. Whatever.
I got
All right, guys. Everybody, take care. We'll see you later.
Peace out.
End broadcast. Thank you.